Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started with our post-race media availability. I'd like to present our Daytona 500 winner, Denny Hamlin, and crew chief, Christopher Gabehart. We'll go ahead and open up for questions. Please raise your hand and state your affiliation. We'll start over here.
Christian Cooley, frontstretch.com. Denny, during the process of the race, it seemed like the leader was able to really rock it out in front of the pack and really not be punished for it. You know, what did you feel in the car that you really felt promoted that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's all numbers. When you get somebody pretty close in proximity behind you or pushing, you know, it's like once they break that bubble of being connected, it really shoots that lead car out. And you know, it's just kind of a product of the race package that we have. But overall, I thought the racing was pretty good, and obviously the closing rate is so drastic with this package that you really got to kind of time your runs out and figure out where you want to be.
Okay, we'll come up front to Holly.
Holly Kane with the NASCAR Wire Service. Denny, congratulations. I know this is probably a lot to balance right now with the accident with Ryan. Just kind of your thoughts on that, and also the fact that you've now won 3 and back-to-back is a huge historical accomplishment for yourself and your team.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, obviously, you know, not finding out anything about, the Sixes wreck until essentially Jamie told us, no start-finish interview. And so I knew it was bad. I knew, him crossing the track there was a bad scenario in the first place. But, yeah, it just it's a weird balance of, excitement and happiness for yourself. But obviously someone's health and their family's, bigger than any win in any sport. So, we're just hoping for the best.
Comment on if you would, on the historical significance.
Yeah, I mean, the historical side of things, it's just I don't know. I need time to process it. I mean, I was saying actually at lunch today, I'm like, I don't feel good about today. Just not because of my car or the speed. Just, we've managed to get to the finish of these races for a lot of years in a row, and it's like, how have we just kept avoiding the inevitable, which is the wrecks? And so, really, we had a great strategy there at the end of stage 1 to put us up front at the beginning in the stage 2, and I was able to kind of maintain a good track position at that point. And obviously got shuffled, but it worked out. But, when I think about the names, and Chris is always quick to remind me of what a win would do here, where does it put you, and the names that it puts you with, I consider those, professors of racing like this, and I'm just a guy that's a student, and it's been great to be on the run that we've been on the last 5 years at this racetrack. Well, more than 5. It's been 8 years or so that we've been fantastic here, but I don't know. I just can't fathom being that it's harder to win today than ever because all the cars are so close together, and with the attrition, the wrecks, it's harder to win now than ever. To win it again, I don't know. You're gonna have to check in with me next week in Las Vegas.
Okay, we were recently joined by winning car owner Joe Gibbs. Do we have any more questions? Go back here.
Yeah, Denny, Jeff Gordon said on the telecast that all the safety measures that have been implemented in NASCAR since Dale Sr. passed away. Sometimes we forget that this is still a very dangerous sport. Can you address that?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, NASCAR has done a fantastic job with evolution of race cars, helmet manufacturers, suit manufacturers, Hans devices. There's just been so much development that has come a long way. And I always think about how blessed I have been to come in the sport in 2006 when all that stuff was really being implemented. And then obviously in 07, 08, the car tomorrow came out. Obviously there's a next-gen car coming next year. So, everything, the number one thing that NASCAR always does is put safety for, before competition, you got to have a car that's safe. You got to have all your equipment that's safe. And, the sport's been very fortunate to not have anything freak or weird happen, for many, many years. But a lot of that is because of the development and the constant strive to make things better and safer. So I'm thanking my lucky stars every day that I came in the sport when I did.
Okay, can we come back up to Holly?
You're good.
Thank you. Holly Kane with the NASCAR Wire Service. Coach, I just wanted to give you the opportunity. I know that if you wanted to say anything about the ending with Ryan as well, and also if you could just talk about, you finished last year so strongly and winning the championship, and then right out of the gates having this kind of a wonderful start.
Well, thank you for letting me say, when everything happened at the end of the race, I knew that there was a race, but I never even focused over there. I was focusing on our car, and everybody started celebrating around us. So I say to everybody out there, some people may have saw us and said, well, these guys are celebrating when there's a serious issue going on. So hopefully I apologize to everybody, but we really didn't know. We got in the winner's circle, and then that's when people told us later on the winner's circle. So I wanted to explain that to everyone. And it just makes it so hard. Such a close-knit community, you know everybody. And this is one thing, kind of like what Denny was saying. If you think about all the wrecks that we've had over the last, I don't know how many number of years, and some of them looked real serious, we've been so fortunate. So anyway, I just wanted to say and state that for everybody. That's what took place for us. And so now it's hard. We're all waiting. I think as far as winning this race, I can tell you how hard it is. I think we were a stretch of 22 years and didn't win it. Just on our race team, you got Martin, Kyle, been here 15 times, haven't won it. And then to have Denny, in sports, I think sometimes you're not quite sure why or how when you watch somebody. They just have a gift. And even last week, that was miraculous for him to get back out there and be able to, down lap and everything. So I think he does. It's one of those things you have to say. This is one of the things as fans, we love to see somebody that's special and has a gift.
Okay, we'll come up right here.
Zach Tanzvetti, kickingthetires.net. Chris, you enter some cool history yourself, winning your second straight 500, your first 2 attempts as well. So when it comes to winning this big race now for the second time and to continue that run going, I mean, what are the emotions really tonight for you winning this?
Well, I told somebody coming up pit road, I'm not going to buy any lottery tickets for the rest of my life. I think it's amazing that I've won my second and as many Daytona 500s as a crew chief. But for me personally, this one is honestly way more special for me. The first one, it was my first race as crew chief for the 11 FedEx Camry with Denny, and you just have so many great resources behind you. It's really just riding the wave. I'm trying to figure out, what's going on, and I felt like Denny and the team were doing all the work. To be honest with you, I was very, very lucky to receive it. But 365 days later, after putting together the season that we put together in 2019 as a team, and me being fortunate enough to be asked to lead that team, this one is so much more valuable to me because I feel like I've earned this one. I feel like I belong. I feel like this team is capable of excellence, and this one means a lot more to me personally.
Okay, we'll take our next question from the press box.
Bruce Martin with Speed Sport. This is for Coach. You're a man of deep faith and strong convictions. So how do you try to put everything that happened here into perspective?
I think it's hard. I don't think, I certainly don't have those kinds of answers. I know that for a lot of us, participating in sports and being in things where there's some risk, it's just what some people are, that's what they're, in a way, that's what they get excited about. And certainly racing for us, we know what can happen. You just don't dream that it would happen. And that's kind of the way I feel about it. We've been so fortunate for such a long time. And you know, we're just all praying now for the outcome of this. But, you know, yeah, I don't think somebody has that answer. I don't think we have an answer. It's just living life. Certainly is, you are depending in a lot of ways for the Lord, and you're looking up to Him. But I wouldn't want to get too philosophical for anybody here. I just say it's a time that we're all searching deep and praying, and we're all praying for the right outcome.
Okay, and bring over here.
This is Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. This is for Coach and Denny. Speaking to the, this being that third victory, that historic victory for you guys as a whole team, how will this propel you guys forward for the remainder of the year, especially with the next upcoming race being in Las Vegas?
Well, I mean, I know that in 2016 and 2019, they both are. They gave us a lot of confidence for a long time. Now, nothing relates as far as the car and whatnot. And Chris can speak to that, but there's nothing bad about having the feel good feeling of winning the first race of the season. You obviously you get some bonus points for the playoffs. Winning stage 2 was obviously another bonus for us. So we're not starting the year in a hole, and there, even though the season is so long, there's something to. And I've left here, finishing awful and just thinking, like there's always, it creates a sense of urgency that you got to catch up. Well, now, like just kind of do your thing. The outcome will come, and we can race from ahead.
Okay, any more questions? All right, guys. Congratulations. Thank you for coming in.
Appreciate it.